Hello and welcome to Nibru Ireland and XTV Friday night, ladies and gents. Friday night, and I hope you like Scream, one of my favourite photographs. I have this about 15 years, and I think that's probably what got me into all this. I was always fascinated by 2012 and all these Armageddon, all these videos always fascinated me. How they could land on an asteroid and blow it up, and anytime a rocket launches now, I want to know the name of the rocket and where is it going. And are the all Soyuz rockets that are heading up to bring up supplies to the space station? And ladies and gents, no, never a straight answer. Don't just always send up rockets from Russia or from America up to the space station. In fact, they probably sent up a couple of rockets recently that are asteroid destroyers, or I don't know, maybe a comet destroyer? Well, we'll never know, will we? So, ladies and gents, I hope everybody's enjoying the lockdown. And we're probably going into day 34 now. I didn't do a video yesterday because the Grim Reaper now is a professional painter. And I've power washed that much of the house. I think I've run out of things to do. And we all sit here twirling our thumbs waiting to see what's happening next. And this photograph, as I said, it sums up everything that's going on. It sums up anxiety. It sums up fear. It sums up like a natural disaster. It sums up everything. Everything. This photograph sums up everything. I don't need to put TV in the background with fancy graphics. I think everyone gets the message. Let's say I'm looking at me little bell, and my bell is telling me that everybody is in fear. Everybody's fearing as we speak. And people want to know what's going to happen in the long term. Now, firstly, ladies and gents, I was looking back through the internet over the last couple of weeks, and I'm listening to Mr. Trump. And I listened to him at, let's say, midnight in Ireland. Yeah, it must be 6 p.m. in America. But I have to say one thing, don't mind about giving the frontline nurses and doctors a round of applause, because the biggest round of applause has to go to Mr. Trump. I have to say, well done, congratulations, and being honest with you, if you ever pack in the business end of things, become a comedian, because I think some of the stuff he comes out and says, now I realise why there's two people standing close behind him. They'll probably kick him, because I know when I've been out with certain people, I got a kick under the table to shut up. Did that ever happen to you? When you're with your wife, your partner, your husband, it doesn't matter who you're with, you get the little kick under the table, and you're or someone squeezes your hand a little bit tight to shut up. Well, unfortunately, there's times where he's on his own. And I have to say one thing, it's absolutely... It's priceless. It's priceless. That's what it is. It's priceless. Now, we can see what's happening in Dallas. And Next TV can tell everybody about the food parcels and the army as they roll into America. And then all of a sudden they roll out the food banks. And then all of a sudden they start giving out food to the lucky ones. And if you're not too far back in the queue, you might be lucky to get a bag of food. Now, remember the number 29. Remember the number 29? Well, the 29th is where an asteroid comes past called OR 1998. And if anybody is listening to Mr. Trump when he's doing a speech, he'll hear the number 29 being mentioned all the time. Well, how did he put it last night? 29 states are in good condition. Do you remember? But see, nobody's going to see this video. Nobody. And I don't have the pull that Ike has in the Isle of Wight. I don't have that connection, that pull that he has. He can make a couple of phone calls and crack the whips in Silicon Valley if he wants. If he wants, because he has that much power. Paulie has to put on a Grim Reaper outfit and try and speak the truth. And speak it from the heart. I'm not reading. I have a sheet of paper with a couple of words on it that I read, and each word takes me into a different section. That's it. That's all I have here. Is different words. There's no script at the end of the day. It's more words, and you deal with them. The first word is fear. Is fear. So we've gone past the part of fear. Okay? Fear. Where all the leaders come out and give the speech and put everybody in fear and tell everybody they're in lockdown. Now, it's only a matter of time before you're going to hear the word or words. Water shortage. Water shortage. Because everybody's now at home washing their car like Paulie. And I wonder now, as this little heat wave keeps on bouncing in and out all the time, until Paulie last night caught 2 American FedEx airlines flying over Dublin. There was 4 of them in total. And they just decided to destroy the sky. And it's great now when you use Flight Radar 24 to discover that most of these flights that are doing it are so easy to spot than ever before. Because the only flights that are up over your house today are cargo flights. Because everybody else is grounded technically. Unless you're from Bulgaria and you want to come and work in Ireland as a fruit picker. But we won't say nothing about the company called Keelings. Sure we won't. Keelings, Keelings, Keelings. And go in and watch what happened yesterday when somebody decided to open up their camera on their smartphone in Dublin Airport and record all these foreign nationals coming in as fruit pickers that weren't even screened last night. All over the internet. Main story today in a lot of the newspapers. So, Irish people in Ireland want to know, when are they going back to work? I don't care about going back to work for a minute. I want to know about the bat. You know the bat in Wuhan? I want to know what happened to the bat. Did somebody eat it? Did he make it for dinner? And did he eat it? That's what I want to know. I don't want to know about when is the companies going to reopen again. Now, I want to go back a bit. I don't want to know about how many people sick, how many deaths. I don't want to know anything about that. Okay? I want to know that if your mother dies from it, if your father dies from it, if your auntie, your uncle, your friend, your cousin, it doesn't matter. Okay? Do you just say that they died from the 19? Or do you say the communist country where it came from, it's just that they're killing my friend or family? So are they just going to be let off the hook, yeah? Over 2 million people affected. Well, that's the numbers they're giving everybody. But then I don't think anybody swallows the crap out of the WHO's mouth anymore. No. Or why are we all being fed 3 people's names? Musk, Zuckerberg, and the gates of hell. Constantly. That they're going to save the planet. God. No. They're the front men. They're the ones that were given all the billions. And decided that they're going to be told to do what's coming next. That's what's happening today. And I want to tell everybody, I hope you have a great weekend this weekend. And as I said, I was painting yesterday. And Paulie is an expert now at doing stuff. And in fact, when I'm not putting this little backdrop together, I'll probably change it tomorrow or do something else. And I hope you like it. And as I said, in Ireland today, we want to know, when are we going back to work? In fact, I think people seem to forget in Ireland that if America didn't put all these companies and get the corporate tax rate that they get, they wouldn't be here in the first place. So it's true what they say. If America gets the flu or catches a cold, we're screwed. Ireland is screwed, and that's the end of it. And don't be worrying about going back to work, because unless them American companies reopen in Dublin, there won't be any economy. And it wasn't that long ago when people left Ireland from a famine. Now, I know people mightn't believe that happened, but it did. And there was a famine in Ireland once upon a time because of the British and the control that the British had over the Irish people. And they starved them. That's right. They starved them. and go back in and do the history. Yeah. And isn't it funny as well that it's just the timing of this 100 years ago, just like that, was the worst pandemic. 100 years ago. And there hasn't been anything really since that. You've AIDS, you've Ebola, you've SARS, okay, Mars, whatever you want to call them. Okay, you've all these different, but nothing like what we have today. And the timing of it 100 years ago, it sort of brings you back into your history book. And to remind you that we're not that far away, really, now when you think about it, from a massive war. Something bad is going to happen at the end of all this. Because the impression I'm getting is that Mr. Trump is making a big deal about bringing the manufacturing back and taking it out of the sweatshops in little old communist you-know-where, and bringing back all the manufacturing jobs and putting them back in America and making America great again, so that nobody relies on communist, you know who I'm talking about, for 90% of all pharmaceuticals, ladies and gents. All coming from our little yellow men. That's right. Okay. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed the videos. And I couldn't care less about the censorship. As I said, couldn't care less. If 100 people watches the video today and tells everybody about Paulie, I'm happy with that. I never asked anybody for money because I don't care about money. It's a hobby I do. I don't swallow mainstream BS. Okay? What I do swallow is what I put in my mouth myself. I want to take it and eat it. I don't want to be told what you're eating and what type you're eating it at. Do you understand? So big shout out to everybody for watching and for sending me in the messages. Okay? And I know everybody doesn't get what Paulie's trying to do. Paulie's trying to open everyone's mind that if people don't snap out of this very quick, okay, it's going to get 100 times worse because everybody's waiting to see what's going to happen next on mainstream media. And what happens then when you've got 7.8 billion people sitting in their house afraid to come out because they're being told? Now, where's the backbone? Because the last time I switched on any type of media channel, I was told that he's going to start opening up the states again. He's going to reopen them, just like that. So, some of them have a bad, and some of them don't have a bad. Now we're going back to weather systems that Paulie's been doing for years and showing everybody, like Oklahoma, Louisiana, all these different places that are poor. Yeah, they're the ones who get hit first. I'll be running out of time, so I'll wrap it up because we're coming into the weekend. And I'll probably do a video tomorrow or something. I just wanted to let everybody know that since I stopped watching the TV, and now I only watch videos on YT that are similar to what I'm doing. And I go in and listen to all the people that are classed as conspiracy theorists. Now people don't know what way to look. Because what people have been telling you. And even on my videos, I put them in the videos for years. They weren't always just about planets. I put up all about the effects from different, let's say, viruses and things like that. I've done the Ebola 2018. And I put all the information up. And how it's been all it was manufactured from different animals. Yeah, and it's not always the animal. It's not always the animal. Do you understand? They have bio-warfare. So, at what stage does the stupid coma sheep people wake up and go, I think we start waking up now before it's too late. Well, what if I told you it was too late? What if I told you it was too late? Don't worry about the companies that's going to reopen. It's the companies that aren't ever going to reopen again. The Mama and Papa Bakery that won't be reopening again because it's just cost them too much. And now they've nothing. People are 2 weeks away from being bankrupt or homeless. And we've gone past the 2 weeks now at this stage. So until tomorrow, I hope you enjoyed the video from the Grim Reaper and from Scream. See ya.